Welcome to the Calm Life School. This is a place where learning is treated not as a race, but as a gentle, lifelong act of devotion. If you've ever struggled to stay focused, felt overwhelmed by the pressure to remember everything, or doubted your ability to grow, breathe. You're not behind. You're simply ready for a new rhythm. In this space, we approach learning as something sacred, something soft, something deeply human. Together, we'll explore how to make learning feel calm, sincere, and deeply fulfilling again. First, begin with intention. Before you open a book or tap a keyboard, begin by asking, why am I doing this? Behind every task, there's a reason, big or small. Perhaps you're seeking mastery, clarity, healing, or even just peace of mind. Connect with that reason. Write it at the top of your page or speak it quietly to yourself. I am learning to grow. This effort is for my future, or simply, this matters to me. Now take a slow breath. Picture your thoughts settling like dust in still air. That breath, paired with intention, prepares the mind. It's not about being dramatic, it's about being sincere. When you focus with sincerity, learning becomes an offering. And even if you lose focus later, that initial intention becomes your return point, a quiet compass pointing you back. Second, shape your environment. Your outer space shapes your inner space. Begin by removing what doesn't belong, clutter, noise, distractions. Keep only what supports your mind, perhaps a notebook, a good pen, a warm drink. Let the space speak of calm. You don't need luxury, only intention. Maybe place a plant nearby, a simple symbol of growth. Stretch gently. If that helps you signal study time. Open a window. Let air and light refresh your thoughts. If you study at a desk, wipe it gently before you begin. Small rituals like these tell your brain this is time to focus. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to be yours. Even more powerful is consistency. Sit in the same place with the same signals again and again. Over time, your brain will begin to associate this setup with clarity. You'll begin to feel calm the moment you arrive, and that's not coincidence, that's intention at work. Third, break your learning into gentle steps. A large task can feel overwhelming, like standing at the base of a mountain. The key is not to conquer it all at once, but to look for your next foothold. Start small. Choose one concept, one page, one idea. Set your sights gently. Let me complete this section with care. Once done, take a brief pause, not to distract, but to acknowledge. Each completed step builds momentum. This is not just about task management, it's about emotional rhythm. When the brain sees a path made of clear, doable steps, it breathes easier. Imagine a woman preparing for a certification that could change her career. She doesn't begin with everything. She picks one small module, focuses on it, and marks it off. That check mark becomes her momentum. Another man, returning to his studies after years in the workforce, lays out a single book and commits to one page. The next day, another. Eventually, that routine becomes a steady path and the mountain doesn't look so high anymore. Try writing out a brief list before starting, not a long agenda, just 3 or 4 steps that guide you. Then, as you move through each, cross them off. That motion, the crossing out, the quiet pause, is a message to your brain. I'm making progress. Use a soft timer if it helps. Set it for 10 focused minutes, then stop, breathe, and start again. Or work until you complete one mini goal, then refresh. Don't chase perfection in each step, chase presence. Your mind doesn't need to sprint, it needs to feel steady. These micro steps reduce overwhelm and foster trust. They whisper, you can move forward, let's go, one step at a time. If you're facing a long-term goal, like finishing a course or learning a new system, create visual markers along the way. You might use a wall calendar and mark each day you showed up, or create a jar with pebbles, adding one for every session completed. It may sound simple, but physical signs of effort are powerful reminders. They tell your brain, this matters, you're growing. You can even build a momentum board, a visual timeline with your starting point, today's milestone, and a few dream moments up ahead. Seeing your journey mapped out makes the invisible effort visible. And when effort feels visible, motivation deepens. Focus thrives when the work feels achievable. And it feels achievable when the steps are kind, clear, and measured. The most profound journeys begin with the smallest faithful actions, and those steps, taken with care, lead to quiet mastery. Fourth, breathe with mindfulness. Every time your focus fades, don't panic. Breathe. Inhale through your nose, hold it briefly, and exhale through your mouth. 3 deep breaths. That's all it takes. Not to force yourself back, but to invite yourself back. The breath is your anchor. When your mind drifts into worry or distraction, return to it. Like waves to shore, your focus can come back again and again. Each breath is a reset, a signal to slow down and begin anew. You might even pair it with a gesture, gently pressing your fingertips together as you exhale, or closing your eyes for a moment of inner stillness. Think of breath not as a break from learning, but as a vital part of it. A nourished brain is a focused brain, a calm body is a receptive mind, and a moment of breathing is sometimes the difference between giving up and moving forward. Fifth, build a gentle routine. Your mind thrives in rhythm, so offer it a gentle, dependable routine. Choose a consistent time for study, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever works for your natural energy. Pair it with a ritual. Brew tea, clear your desk, stretch, open a window. These actions, repeated, form a pattern your brain learns to follow. Even if life is chaotic, having one fixed point, a daily learning time, gives structure. If you skip it one day, return without guilt the next. This is not rigidity, it's rhythm, like the heart beating, like footsteps on a long walk. Attach your study to an existing habit. After lunch, after prayer, before sleep, stack the new with the familiar. Over time, the resistance fades. The routine becomes not something you have to do, but something your mind craves. That's when learning flows. Sixth, listen to your body and take gentle breaks. You're not just a mind, you're also a body, and your body holds wisdom. When your back stiffens, when your eyes blur, when your breath shortens, pause. Stand up, stretch, walk, hydrate, let your physical self rejoin the process. Try the 25-5 method, 25 minutes of deep focus, 5 minutes of physical renewal. Roll your shoulders, stretch your arms, drink cool water, look at the sky or a plant, rest your eyes from the screen. These breaks are not distractions, they are maintenance, they're proof you respect your body's limits, and in return your body supports longer focus, clearer thoughts, deeper patience. Treat your body as your study partner, not just the vehicle you use. Seventh, speak kindly to yourself. Many people scold themselves for losing focus, saying, "What's wrong with me?" or "I should be better at this." These thoughts don't create focus. They crush it. Instead, try kindness. If your attention slips, say gently, "Let me come back now." If you feel tired, say, "This is a moment to breathe." Picture a father returning to study after years of raising children. His first few sessions are clumsy and distracted, but he writes a note that says, "Even starting again is strength." That small message stays on his desk, and each time he loses track, he reads it and breathes. That message becomes a bridge. Or think of the woman who failed her first attempt at an exam. She came home, poured herself tea, and whispered, "I'm still showing up." The next day, she tried again, and one day she passed. Picture your inner voice like a mentor or a kind teacher. Not harsh, but wise. You can even write small notes of encouragement on your desk. Progress, not perfection, one step at a time. These words become the garden you grow in. Be patient. Focus improves over weeks and months, not moments. Every time you return to your task without blame, you grow. You can also rehearse kindness out loud. At the beginning of each session, try saying something simple. "I am learning, and that is enough for today." Over time, these words take root. They become part of your inner climate. Small rewards help too. After a focus session, allow yourself a moment of comfort. A stretch, a smile, a few minutes to reflect or rest. This positive reinforcement teaches your brain that focus is safe and worthwhile. The brain learns not through fear, but through calm repetition and kindness. Over time, your inner voice will change. It will stop criticizing and start guiding, and that shift will make all the difference. Eighth, celebrate and reflect on progress. At the end of every session, pause, reflect. What did I learn? What surprised me? What felt hard, but I did it anyway? Write it down. Not a report, just a sentence. For example, I understood a new concept. I stayed focused for 20 minutes. These notes are your track record. On low days, they remind you of high ones. On fast days, they slow you down to appreciate. Gratitude builds motivation. When we feel proud, not pressured, we return more easily. Keep a small done notebook. Over time, it becomes your mirror, showing a path paved with small but steady victories. Distraction isn't failure. It's nature. The mind wanders, it's built to. What matters is your return. The next time your thoughts drift, don't scold yourself. Pause, breathe, smile, then return. Like returning to a book you love after a busy day, you simply pick up where you left off. Have anchors, a quiet word, a breath, a fingertip tap, a physical gesture. Let it bring you back. You are not here to dominate your mind. You are here to build a relationship with it, and relationships take patience, not punishment. Why are you learning? Return to that question often. Whether your goal is to pass a test, build a skill, serve others, or simply grow, hold it gently. Let it guide you. Imagine your purpose as a quiet candle in your heart. When your energy fades, recall its light. Think of the woman quietly reading research papers at midnight. She's not required to. She does it because one day she hopes to shape change. That thought doesn't make her faster, but it makes her steadier. She reads one more paragraph, then another, and then the flame grows. Or picture the man rebuilding his career after years away. He writes down 3 reasons why he's choosing to learn again. He keeps the list in his wallet. On days when doubt rises, he reads it. Slowly, that list becomes more than paper. It becomes a quiet compass. At the end of each week or month, pause and ask, what have I gained? What have I planted? Reflect on your long-term goals. Maybe keep a page or chart where you mark progress. This doesn't have to be public or formal, just something you can revisit when motivation dips. Your journey will not always feel smooth. Some days will feel full of growth, others will feel quiet or stuck. That's okay. Trees don't grow tall in one week. They rise over seasons. Trust your seasons. Trust that each study session, no matter how small, is watering something within you. You can also write future letters to yourself, short notes that say, when I feel like quitting, read this. Fill it with your purpose, your strength, and your vision. On weary days, open the envelope. Let your own voice carry you. You might even imagine a future version of yourself watching you now, not judging but smiling, grateful that you didn't stop. That image alone can bring focus back when nothing else can. With care and patience, your learning will bloom, not just in knowledge, but in clarity and calm. Your purpose isn't a destination. It's the light you walk by, one steady day at a time. This is the Calm Life School, a space to grow slowly, learn gently, and transform quietly. Subscribe if you'd like to keep walking this path with us. Your peace is powerful, and we're honored to be part of your journey.